Hey everyone, it's Jamel Star. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be going over the Lavenne R9 30 days post unboxing. Let's do it. What I'm showing you today is like a day in my life on a day off. I will typically start my day by obviously starting my computer, sitting in my chair and getting straight to work. I am going back to school for my master's in nursing, and I've also been learning how to code on the side. So most of my open mornings look like this: sitting on YouTube, sitting on Reddit, sitting on my school's websites, looking at videos, going over material, trying to really lock in and get better at what I'm trying to learn. And on the side, with coding, get better at that as well. I would say a big piece of this chair in my life now is that I've started to read books, and I'm comfortable reading books with the footrest, which I will caveat into this next portion of my day, which is streaming. The chair has made streaming effortless. I am not worried about how comfortable I need to be because it's the last thing on my mind, because this chair offers that without me asking. Every stream, every time I get on, the last thing I'm worried about is how my butt feels. It feels amazing in this chair. So I try to make the most out of all the time that I have here at home. And that's kind of my day. Okay, and that is kind of my day in the life, like a typical day off of what I do with the Lavenne R9 Pro. I wanted to take the second half of this video and use this portion to answer some questions that I got from the company that they've been asked, and also, review the chair 30 days later from when I received it. It's been like 32 and a half days, but I'm counting, and so are they. So to go down the line list of questions, how would I rate the overall performance of the R9 after 30 days of use from a scale of 1 to 10? I would give it a 9.3. The reason why I can't give it a perfect 10 is because I do have a flaw in the chair that I will bring up later, and it has to do with the material of the fabric. Other than that, this chair checks every box that I need, right? Comfort, technology, durability. I'm going to come back to durability and talk about that a lot. But for me to get it to that perfect 10, the fabric is just not where I need it to be, and I will explain that a little later. Next question. On average, how many hours do I spend sitting on the R9 daily? So I work 70 hours a week, right? I work Saturday, Sunday, 7 to 7 each day, and Tuesday to Friday, I work from 7 to 5 p.m. The days that I get to sit in the chair for 8+ hours are Mondays or holidays or days that I get off from the hospital because of staffing or I'm sick, right? On the days that I do work, which is a lot, I average about 3 to 4 hours sitting on the chair. So those 3 to 4 hours straight, I'm very comfortable. I would say I am very impressed by how comfortable I am after the 4th hour. What initially attracted you to the R9, and did it meet your expectations after actual use? To be honest, I don't know what my expectations were with the chair, right? So for me to have expectations for a chair, it needs to be comfortable, it needs to be durable. I need to feel that a chair has weight to it that can support me and anybody else that may sit in the chair, and it has a footrest. Completely blown out of the water, right? Because not only did I get my footrest, I got this back piece that is very comfortable, that glides with me, and I also got a massage chair that I was not expecting. So, blew my expectations out of the water. After using the R9 for a month, what aspects or features still surprise you the most? That's a good question. Probably the dynamic the gliding system, that is the back piece, on how smooth and how aerodynamic it feels, if that makes sense. Like, the chair feels heavy, right? When I pick it up, when I move it around, but sitting in it, it just feels comfortable. It just feels like it's alive. That's the word. It feels like it's alive because it's so fluid and how easy it is for this thing to move. Are there any features you expected to use frequently but ended up using less than expected? Yeah. The massage. Great feature, right? Great feature, right? I just haven't had the time to use it. When I sit in this chair, it's straight go mode every time. Stream, study, work, research, whatever. How would you describe the current comfort level of the R9? Does it make you want to sit in it for a longer period of time? Yes. Yes, that is the whole point of me wanting to get a better chair, right? I work for the government full-time during the week, right? We sit in Herman Miller chairs. We sit in government contracted chairs. Comfortable, right? Comfortable, but I'm sitting 10 hours a day in those. My butt hurts, right? After that second, third hour, my butt hurts. Just being honest. I'm sitting in this guy, and my butt doesn't hurt, right? Aside from the fabric, which I will get into, I would say that this chair, I want to sit in the chair. I have a giant Lovesac couch, 18 pieces. I have a Lovesac Movie XL beanbag, very comfortable. When I first moved into my house, I slept on the Lovesac and I didn't want to build my bed yet because the Lovesac was so comfortable. I wake up now sometimes and I want to sit in my chair. I just want to sit in my chair. How do you feel about the support provided by the R9? Does it support you well during daily activities such as gaming, working, relaxing? Yes, no for the relaxing part. I only say no for the relaxing part because I haven't had a chance to really sit back and relax and use that. So I would say that that's like an A for me. I can't apply that yet because I have a spot in my living room that I'm going to move my table to the side. I'm going to put my chair in the middle. I'm going to lean back and watch TV or play my PS5 in the chair, reclined all the way back with the massager turned on. For the streaming, gaming, homework, research, I use a 3D printer. I would say this checks every box. Makes me want to sit a little longer, and it helps me, I guess, focus because the last thing I'm worried about is comfort. It has supported what I needed it to support and what I wanted it to support. So, and that's the big thing is that need, right? It supports what I need, and a cherry on top, it supports what I want. So I would say it's great. If you had to describe the R9 in 3 words, what would they be? I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible at this question. They use this in nursing school a lot. Like, describe yourself in 2 words. I don't know. Okay, but I would say durable piece of, oh, that's 4 letters. Very durable artwork. Very durable artwork, right? Because this thing just feels like it could go through a house, right? It's heavy, but not too heavy. It's sturdy, but still very fluid and loose, right? And I would change that very to futuristic, durable artwork because you're not going to see a chair that looks like this, right? This is a chair that looks like its own chair, like its own thing. It's kind of like a concept art that you see cars make, right? And the concept art never matches the car because it's too futuristic. It looks too crazy. The wings are too high. The doors are too slanted. And they change it to make it look normal, right? This looks like a concept chair that they actually took the concept and made it into the chair. Now, I got the questions out of the way, and I did mention the fabric, right? The problem that I personally have with the fabric, right, is that it catches my skin. If I'm not wearing shorts, the chair catches my skin, which irritates my skin. Now, do I have sensitive skin? Not really, but the rubbing does kind of get annoying after the 5th, 6th hour of rubbing. It is kind of ribbed and it's different, right? It's a different material. It's minute, so something that maybe I might be the only one with a problem with it. I'll get a seat cover, call it a day. But the problem I have with that is that the fabric is kind of catching onto my shirt in the back, making it so that the chair is not only gliding with me, the fabric is starting to glide with me sometimes. So that would be the only thing that I would say I've noticed the past 30 days, and I would challenge that to be, changed. Because if I do this, right? This is very loose, this fabric. So sometimes the chair's not moving with me, the fabric is what's moving with me. Not so much on the bottom, just so much on the back part. So again, minor, could just be me. I could get used to it, it's only been 30 days. The next time you'll see me doing this is 60 days later. If you have the opportunity to purchase this chair, I would definitely get involved in the Kickstarter, the VIP investment. You invest now to save more later. I think it's a great deal. I usually do Kickstarter sometimes. For example, there was a tennis ball machine that came out $1,200. I backed it very early and got it for more than half of that price. And, tennis is a sport where you need 2 people. I never had 2 people close to me that played. My best friend lives too far. Boom. Now I have a tennis ball machine and I can take myself out to play whenever I want at any time. Got a tennis course with lights right down the street. So that being said, keeping it about the chair, I enjoy the Lavenne R9 Pro. I know that all of you would enjoy it. If you have any direct questions, you can drop a comment. You can also message me directly on my other platforms, and I will answer the question. I'll send a voice memo if you need to, just to make sure that you guys know what you're potentially getting is not only a good product, but a good company that listens. And I email them a lot. Now pause. Remember we talked about that material. So the company does talk to me a lot. I talk to them a lot. They use a 3D knit mesh material that is supposed to balance breathability and fabric smoothness. Now, over time, this is supposed to go away. So like I said, it's a me thing. And they are improving on the back knit that I talked about. So listen, this is the kind of company that you want to be in your corner, one that listens. And they respond a lot, which is all you should know in a good company, is the communication is there. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in 60 days. Bye. I don't have a remote to stop this, so.